Developing tonight in Inglewood, investigators say video recorded on a police officer's body camera helped lead to charges now filed against that officer. Ryan Vecina is accused of tasing a driver, pulling him out of his car, and putting him in a chokehold. He is no longer with the Inglewood Police Department.
That encounter with a 20-year-old driver happened back in October. Your reporter Ashley Portillo joins us now. Ashley, the police chief and the DA did talk about this case today.
Yeah, the chief of police in Inglewood saying what he saw in that video, he said, was very disappointing to see. He also added it puts a strain on the profession of being an officer. He also said the officer did not only violate the department's use of force policy, but also violated Colorado state law. We do want to warn you, though, the video you're about to see can be disturbing.
Taser, I'm gonna tase you.
Less than 2 minutes into the traffic stop, the driver was tased.
Get out! Get on the ground. Okay.
The video shows that former officer Ryan Vecina first walked up to the passenger side and asked for the driver's license. The driver didn't speak English well.
I need your license. There's no por qué, licencia.
Vecina walked over to the driver's side, opened it, and then told the driver to get out.
Levántense now.
¿Por qué me trata así?
No, we're not gonna play this.
Vecina then radioed that the driver was fighting, which video shows later he wasn't. Vecina then pulled out his taser and fires just a second later.
The driver did not resist, fight, or fail to comply with any lawful order.
Vecina pulled the driver to the ground and then put him in a chokehold. District Attorney Amy Patton said the driver couldn't breathe.
The chokehold lasted approximately 12 seconds. Law enforcement's use of a chokehold is expressly forbidden by Colorado law.
The following day, the victim went to the police station where investigators photographed his neck.
My neck.
Your neck? I'll check. Let's see. Where?
Water for me, please. Water for me.
Inglewood Police Chief David Jackson added language interpretation services are always available to officers, and a Spanish-speaking officer was on his way.
I just can't help but think that if we would have just taken our time, been a little bit more thoughtful, waited for backup, I think that the incident would have been handled in a much better way.
Now, the original charges against the driver were dismissed. Meanwhile, the Inglewood Police Department did terminate Vecina last month. He's also currently facing 3 charges. That does include 2 misdemeanors, Karen, as well.
Good morning, and welcome to the Bad Apple Report. It's 7:30 a.m., bright and early right here at home on the range. Thank you so much for being here today, folks. I really appreciate it. And we're starting our day out with this old spoiled bad apple. I say that because he's retired. He was once a fresh bad apple while he was still on the force. But it says here the DUI dismissed for Bridgewater man, the retired cop here, had been previously sentenced in a fatal DWI crash. Wow. Unbelievable. It's in Raritan, New Jersey. Not so rare is a bad apple from Raritan, a Bridgewater man and retired Mountainside police officer who previously served less than 1 year for fatally hitting a runner while intoxicated in Raritan in 2020, was dismissed of another driving under the influence charge last week. Kevin D. Bettyman pleaded guilty on October 20th to careless driving, likely to endanger person or property, and failure to remove snow or ice from his vehicle. He was issued fines as a result, confirmed Bettyman's defense attorney, James Ronco. Okay, Ronco. The other charges, including operating under the influence of liquor or drugs and reckless driving, they were dismissed. Okay, that's not cool. The charges stem from an arrest on February 8th, 2021 on Old York Road in Raritan. Police said a caller reported a drunk driver and a Toyota RAV4 in the area around 8:45 p.m. The same caller said that the driver, later identified as Kevin Bettyman, age 56, was pulling into the Quick Check parking lot on West Somerset Street and had driven over the curb while doing so, according to Raritan Police Sergeant Everett Holt. Raritan police officers found the Toyota parked in the middle of the parking lot and not in a parking space, said Holt. All cops do that anyways. Okay. They're almost trained to do that, I think. As officers pulled behind the Toyota, they noticed the driver was trying to drive in reverse, said Holt. Officers stopped Bettyman, and while speaking with him, officers saw signs that he had been driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs. Okay, that's what Sergeant Holt said. Police put Bettyman through a series of field sobriety tests and then arrested him for driving while intoxicated due to alcohol or drugs, according to Holt. Bettyman was charged with driving while intoxicated, reckless driving, careless driving, and failing to remove snow or ice from his vehicle. But the fatal DUI crash in 2020, Bettyman was sentenced in October 25, 2021 to less than 1 year for fatally hitting a runner with his car while intoxicated in the same town there in Raritan. All right. Bettyman was sentenced to 364 days in jail and 5 years probation on the charge, third-degree strict liability vehicular homicide, 2 charges of third-degree hindering apprehension or prosecution, according to the Somerset County courts. Bettyman was also, he had his license suspended for 1 year, that's all, upon release from custody. The second-degree charge of vehicular homicide was dismissed as part of the plea agreement. Bettyman's blood alcohol concentrate was found to be above the legal limit of 0.08 several hours after the collision, and the 2 counts of third-degree hindering apprehension are due to Bettyman denying separately to 2 officers about having consumed alcohol. The crash happened on Friday, September 18, 2020, at around 3:33 p.m. Oh, he's apparently a day drinker, allegedly. When Celeste Anderson, age 60, of San Manuel, Arizona, was out for a run. Andreessen, originally from Raritan, was visiting family at the time of the incident. Andreessen stopped at a designated pedestrian crosswalk at the intersection of Woodmere Street and attempted to cross the Old Fork Road. According to the Somerset prosecutor, that's when the collision analysis and the reconstruction team, that's what they said. The vehicle driving west on Old York Road and a vehicle coming south on, okay, there's just a lot of great detail. What we know is this old, spoiled bad apple, he just keeps getting away with it. Thanks for being here, folks. Let's move on with the show.
New tonight, a Memphis police officer testified in court that he bit a man during an arrest and laughed about it. Take a listen.
Is that one of your bite marks?
That looks like the original. So I was like,
are there more than one?
I don't, you have to ask him that.
Well, I'm asking you. You ought to remember how many times you bit a man.
We've been following this case for weeks. In July 2024, police were called to Mario Shaw's home in Fraser after he had an argument with a neighbor. Minutes after police arrived, Ring video shows officers kicking, hitting, and tasing Shaw in his own front yard. ABC 24's Yvonne Cooper shares what happened when a judge heard this case.
At the time, Mario Shaw faced several charges against those officers, but once a judge saw the video and heard one officer's testimony, the case against Shaw began to fall apart.
You state your name and spell it for the record.
Taiwan Brooks.
Officer Taiwan Brooks was the only witness to testify during this 30-minute hearing. All of the evidence centers around this Ring doorbell footage from Mario Shaw's home.
Get out of my yard.
That's Mr. Shaw, right?
Correct.
Pointing out toward the street. Now, who is this coming up here?
That's me. That will be me.
Attorney John Pritchard, representing Mario Shaw, began by questioning Officer Brooks. For the first 9 minutes, Officer Brooks explained what led up to this violent arrest from his point of view.
We gave him several commands to identify himself, to put his hands behind his back. He refused to do so. He swung on me, he struck me, and then I followed him back, struck him several times. My partner tased him.
Identify yourself. Please.
In the video, you can hear Officer Brooks say, "Identify yourself." But you never hear him ask Shaw to put his hands behind his back. Officer Brooks also fails to mention that 3 seconds later, he ran to Shaw's porch and grabbed him.
Well, is this other stuff we saw here what you do as a police officer?
If you fight me, I'm gonna fight you back, then yes.
At what point in this video are you trying to just simply handcuff him behind his back?
When you saw from the video, I ran up to grab him. He resisted. He threw me to the ground. I got up.
He threw who, where?
If you're looking at the video,
I've watched it 40 times.
Watch it 41.
The video shows both men try to stand up. Officer Brooks throws a punch. Shaw falls back down to his knees. Officer Brooks then punches Shaw in the back of the head at least 5 times. Then, his partner, Officer Kevin Shannon, runs up with his taser.
And you're attempting to detain him. Did you bite him?
During the course of the fight, yes.
You bit him.
Yes.
It was police policy to use biting to detain someone.
Now, police policy is to tell you to stop and turn around, and when you resist, and punch the officer.
You bite them if
Then, Judge Christian R. Johnson weighs in.
That does not look like a normal arrest, sir.
It's a fight.
That is not a conversation with an individual on the porch asking them to step down. That is a person running full speed and tackling another individual.
Officer Brooks answers the judge.
He was trying to go back in the house.
The video shows him just standing there as you charged him and tackled him.
During the hearing, Officer Brooks said the entire interaction was not shown on this Ring doorbell footage, but the state did not submit the officer's body cam videos as evidence. The prosecutor did not cross-examine Officer Brooks, but said this.
Officer believed Mr. Shaw might have been armed, and then during that conversation, when he went to detain him for officer safety, he was struck and thrown on the ground.
Which contradicts the video that I just watched.
But this was not an attempt to detain him. Attempt to beat the shit out of him. That's what it was. And I'm asking everything dismissed against Mr. Shaw.
Now, Judge Christian Johnson dismissed all charges against Shaw. Shaw is suing the officers and Police Chief C.J. Davis for up to $300,000. The Memphis Police Department confirmed months ago that arrest was under review within the department. But because of this lawsuit, the department refused to answer more questions. ABC 24 obtained Officer Taiwan Brooks's personnel file. In 2021, Officer Brooks was temporarily relieved of duty after he hit an ATV driver with his police cruiser during a chase. The personnel files describe his actions, quote, intentional and excessive. He was suspended without pay for 20 days. For now, MPD will not comment on the employment status of the officers in this case.
We have a very surprising story for you right now. Not really. It's a Dallas officer who has been arrested for alleged domestic violence. Yes, this Dumbo, this big-eared Dumbo that looks like Dumbo. Actually, Dumbo was cool. This Dumbo is not cool. A Dallas police officer was arrested recently in Royce City for alleged domestic violence. What we know, according to the Dallas Police Department, Officer Armando Jaramillo was arrested on Tuesday morning by the Royce City Police Department. He was booked into the Rockwall County Jail and charged with assault causing bodily injury to a family member. She probably told him he was a big-eared knucklehead. Jaramillo has been with the department's Northwest Patrol Division since 2022. He's now on administrative leave pending the outcome of an internal investigation. What we don't know, neither Dallas nor Royce City Police have released details about the case. There's no word on who the alleged victim is or how they are related to Jaramillo. But we do know that Jaramillo is a big-eared goofball, and he made it on the Bad Apple Report. What a Dumbo. Thanks for being here to watch the show. Now on with the show.
Rodney Dunning is there live tonight to start our coverage. Rodney?
Mike and Jessica, this day has been 2 years in the making. Takaya Young was shot and killed in August of 2023. That deadly confrontation happened just minutes after Young was accused of shoplifting liquor from that store in Blendon Township. Now, Steve Levine is live tonight with step one in this process. Steve.
Well, Rodney, special prosecutors from Montgomery County and defense attorneys today pretty much spent all day individually interviewing nearly half the jury pool, about 43 people. There are 90 people brought here as part of that prospective jury pool today, and they will be added again tomorrow. The defense and prosecutors again planning to interview individually about 36 people in connection with this trial. Now, jurors asked to fill out questionnaires last week. The jury pool asked around 100 questions that include views on law enforcement, if they have concerns, how the public could react to the verdict, and their opinion on the loss of life of an unborn fetus. Blendon Township Police Officer Connor Grub charged with the shooting deaths of 21-year-old Takaya Young and her unborn child back in August 2023. Grub charged with murder, involuntary manslaughter, and felonious assault. Authorities say Young was caught on camera shoplifting alcohol shortly before police confronted her in her car in the parking lot. Police body camera video shows Grub shooting at Young, who was 6 months pregnant when she was driving away. It's expected that jury selection will take at least through tomorrow, possibly Wednesday. And Rodney, it's expected and scheduled right now, those opening statements could come sometime Wednesday.
Well, it just wouldn't be a proper morning here on the Bad Apple Report without a twofer. And we have a twofer when it comes to domestic battery. This is a Cameron deputy fired after domestic battery arrest. Lake Charles, Louisiana, a Cameron Parish Sheriff's deputy has been fired after he was arrested on domestic abuse charges there in Lake Charles. His name's Carson Antonio Walker. He's 24, and a woman, they got into an argument that turned physical in a home around 2 a.m. Saturday. Lake Charles Police Department spokesperson Sergeant Brad Puckett, that's what he said, the victim had non-life-threatening injuries, but Walker was arrested on charges of domestic battery and abuse and domestic abuse and battery. Okay, maybe that's two different charges. Intentional use of force with a dangerous weapon. Walker was immediately placed on administrative leave and later terminated. The Cameron Parish Sheriff's Office spokesperson David French said that they are fully cooperating with the LCPD's investigation. And Cameron Sheriff Chris Savoy provided a statement. Oh, no. Let's listen to what he has to say. The standards for those who wear this badge are and will remain exceptionally high. We hold our deputies accountable for their actions both on and off duty. This behavior is unacceptable and will not be tolerated under any circumstances. Until the next Bad Apple Report, when I'm reporting on another one of your knuckleheads. Okay, the people of Cameron Parish deserve deputies who uphold the law and reflect the values of the community. They do deserve that, but they don't have that. When an employee fails to meet those standards, decisive action will be taken. Yeah, right. At last word, Walker's bond has not been set. Whoa. Okay, he's sitting in the pokey and can't watch the Bad Apple Report. But I'm glad you guys are here for it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, let's move on with the show.
A former Rocky River police officer has pleaded guilty to illegally using state law enforcement databases. Michael Bernhardt admitted to 3 counts of unauthorized use of the Ohio Law Enforcement Gateway. This after investigators say he ran more than 70 illegal searches over a 10-year period. Prosecutors say Bernhardt accessed private information on students, teachers, fellow officers, and family members while working as a school resource officer at Rocky River High School. He will be sentenced on December 10th.
That was another really big show. And you know there's always more. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. And I'm going to whip up another batch of bad apples for you, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow morning at 7:30 a.m. bright and early. Have a great day.
Rearview sunset burn low, Pacific fading in the glow.